Welcome to Yoga with Joan Bossy. I'm Joan and this is Yoda. And today we have a class that is called Pilates Yoga Fusion. We're going to do a little bit of Pilates to stabilize our core, strengthen our whole body, and a little bit of yoga to stretch those muscles that get so tight when we try to strengthen them. So let's get started. So come to either hero's pose, or you can come to a cross-legged position on the mat, either one. And we'll take a couple breaths here. Let the arms fall down, closing the eyes. And beginning to take some deeper breaths here, feeling yourself grounded down on the mat. Taking nice deep breaths in through the nose and exhaling through the nose or the mouth. And you can go ahead after you've inhaled your breath, you can hold for a beat at the top and then exhale all the way out, holding for a breath at the bottom. So here we go, inhaling, holding, and exhaling. Holding and inhaling. Hold the breath. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. And then letting your breath return to normal. Just holding the breath before your inhale and before your exhale really changes the body's response to that breath. So continuing to breathe here and setting our intention for yoga today. May Pilates Yoga Fusion strengthen your core and whole body and allow you to feel a good stretch for the body and mind. Take another full breath here. And we'll begin bringing our hands to our knees as we inhale, the chest up, head comes up for some cow, and exhaling to that cat, rounding that spine. Inhaling and exhaling to cat, rounding, pulling the belly and chin into the chest. One more round. Beautiful. We'll begin to stretch to the side, raising the right arm up. Exhaling it down. Other arm comes up. Exhaling it down. And continuing your movement from side to side, warming up those muscles, getting some movement in the joints. And then we'll hold on the right for a breath. Maybe turning that head up towards the sky to open up that chest. And then coming to the other side. Good, really reaching and letting your hand come back down. Bringing the arms out in front, walking the fingers out any amount. Letting the head drop and the shoulders. Coming back up. Beautiful. And we'll come to our hands and knees. Pressing into the mat with the hands. Wrists under shoulders, pointing the right foot out, right leg out, sending the heel back for a stretch, bending that knee a couple times, stretching that calf muscle. And then we'll let that leg come up, flexing the foot down as we reach out with the opposite arm, really stretching, relaxing that neck, We'll inhale here, and then we'll exhale the arm to the side and the leg to the side as well. Coming back, inhale and exhale. Leg and arm to the side, inhale and exhale. Continuing this motion. Inhaling on the reach and exhaling. We'll take 2 more. Really using that core, really pushing into the hand as you stabilize yourself. Coming back down, knee comes down, hands come forward, hips fall back. Child's pose. Reaching with those fingertips, stretching maybe a rock from side to side. And then we'll come back up and we'll do the other side. I'm going to turn so that you can see my other leg. And this time we'll reach out with the left leg, coming to the ball of the foot as we send that heel back. Nice calf stretch here, bending that knee if you'd like a couple times, stretching that calf muscle. And then we'll stabilize our body, holding still as we send just the leg up and out. Arm can come too, reaching in opposite directions with the heel and fingertips. Inhale here, exhale, and we'll continue. Noticing how the core really works here. We'll take about 5 to 8. Again on this side. Inhaling and exhaling. One more. And coming back down. We'll widen the knees, pushing the arms forward, stretching out that back. Child's pose. Grounding ourselves on that mat. Finding our way back up. We'll take some cat and cows, inhaling to cow, reaching up with that head. Exhaling to cat, rounding the spine, belly and chin, pulling. Taking a couple more on your own. And then finding our way back to the front of our mat, and I'll stay forward so you can see me. We're going to send that right leg out to the side, and we're going to come up like we're coming into gate pose. So our arm, left arm can come down as we reach up with that top arm for circle here, but lift that leg. So reach with the top arm and allow yourself to come down, lower. Inhaling as you reach out, lower and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Raising and lowering that leg. Another 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then hold for 1, 2, 3. And gently bringing that leg back, coming back to the hands and knees for a moment. Taking a cat-cow in between. And a child's pose. Coming back up. Beautiful. We'll take the left leg out to the side, reaching up with that top arm, left arm, as we lean into the right arm, reaching up, lifting that leg, and inhale, exhale back up. And continuing your inhaling and exhale, we'll lift and lower that leg one more time. Here on this side. So our goal is to really keep the body as still as possible, really noticing the core, tuning into the sensations you feel as you're using your hip, using your core. And we'll take one more, lift, hold, and hold, and hold, and gently come down, coming into our cat-cow, bending, dropping the belly, lifting the chin, inhale. That feels good. Exhale back out, sending yourself into child's. Another breath here. Beautiful. And we'll come back up to table. Turning the toes under, we'll send our hips up high to downward dog. And we'll gently lift one heel and then the other, pedaling the legs, warming up the shins and the calf muscles again. Top of the chest, pushing back down towards the thighs. Hips are high. One more breath here. And then we'll inhale, bending the knees, hopping lightly or walking to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. And then inhale. Exhale down. We'll take one more of these halfway lifts. And your hands can be on your shins, even your thighs. Getting that back flat. Exhaling down. Bending the knees. We'll rise, coming up to our beautiful hands to heart. Anjali Mudra. Breath here. Feeling the feet really pushing into the mat, grounding you down. Core set, abs are activated. One more breath here. And we'll bend those knees, reaching up. You're at the front of your mat. Exhaling down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. We'll take one leg back and then the other into a beautiful plank here. Using that core, we'll take our inhale here and begin to exhale down, elbows close to the body as we bring the belly and the body all the way to the ground. Getting ready, bringing the hands off to the side as we lift the legs behind. Adding the hands, if you'd like, you can keep the hands down if that's better, or the legs. Working up to keeping both up. You can do a little motion here, reaching with the arms, reaching with the legs. Bringing the hands in, elbows in, and then out, and then in, and out. One more time, in, and out. And then hold here. Keeping the legs towards each other and then dropping everything. Bringing a rest, maybe making a pillow for your chin with your hands. Resting down. Beautiful. We have one more swim here. I'm actually going to come to the other side so that I'm not bothering Yoda. And we're bringing our hands to the sides of our ribs. Feet lift, using those thighs, reaching out with the hands or keeping them at the side. You can begin your reach and back, reach and back, reach and back. And then maybe doing a little swim here. We'll hold, breathing here, another full breath. And then coming back down. Chin rests on the hands, taking a couple breaths here. Beautiful. And then letting the knees bend, windshield wiping the legs from side to side, nice and slow. Releasing those legs, releasing that back. And then hands come to the side ribs as we peel the chest up to cobra and heel. And back down, exhale. Inhale again to cobra. And exhale down. And then this time you can take another cobra or straighten up to upward dog. And staying here and stretching. Another breath. And then push back knees. Push the hips back to child's pose. Reaching out. We'll take 2 more breaths there. Holding and breathing, grounding yourself on that mat. And when you're ready, from here, coming back to your table. And we will turn those toes under, coming to our downward dog. Wrists around your shoulders as we push those hips up nice and high, reaching the heels back towards the mat. Chest pressing towards the upper thighs. And we're going to take the right leg, we're going to reach up with it, bending that knee, opening up that hip a little. And we're going to straighten that leg, inhale. We're going to send that knee towards the left elbow. Inhale back up. And knee comes towards the right forearm, elbow, and back. Inhale, knee to nose, and back. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, left elbow. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, knee to nose. And exhale back out. Bending that knee one more time, opening up that hip. And bringing that leg down. Breath here. And we're staying on the right side. We're going to lift that leg up, inhale. And we're going to send it through. If it doesn't go, you can place it there. We're going to heel toe it over. Before we do heel toe it over though, we're going to take a lunge here. Knee can be up or down. So we take another breath here, letting that hip stretch out. And then heel toeing that foot over to the right as we come down into lizard pose. Top of the foot in the back on the ground, on the mat. Breathing here, you can absolutely come down to your elbows if that feels good. Breathing here. Option, I invite you to take a little press into that thigh, reaching that chest up towards the sky, or stay right in lizard pose. Beautiful opening here for the hip, the chest. Reaching back with that right hand, you can take a hold of that toe if that's accessible. If not, it's perfectly fine. Drawing that knee towards you, stretching out that quad muscle as we open up the chest towards the sky here. And continuing to breathe in lizard. Another breath. Knee can be up or down. Nice stretch out for the right side here. Coming back to the hands, heel toeing that foot towards the center. As we rock forward with the back foot, coming to forward fold. You can stay at the top of your mat. And I will turn front so you can see, holding those elbows and letting yourself hinge at those hips, letting gravity do its work as you soften something in the face, the shoulders, the neck. Is there stillness or movement you need? Take what you need. That fresh flowing breath in and out. Bringing a little more weight to the front of your feet. And your knees may be bent or straight. And then we'll gently drop those elbows, beginning to bend those knees, reaching up out of the waist. Exhaling to the heart. Couple breaths here. Beautiful. And then we'll let ourselves bend and reach up. Taking our flow. Exhale down. forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands come to the frame those feet as we send those feet back into downward dog once again. Left leg begins to rise, bending that knee, opening up that hip. And then we'll inhale that leg straight, exhaling it through. A little lunge on the left here, runner's lunge, and you can absolutely let that knee come down or leave it up as we breathe here. Heel toeing the foot over to the left, coming into our lizard pose here. But before we do this beautiful stretch, we're going to heel toe back because we want to do things in the same order we did before. So we're in downward dog. We're going to lift that left leg. We bended the knee, and then we're going to inhale it straight, sending the knee towards the right elbow first. Inhale. Exhale back out. Sorry about that. Inhale, opposite elbow. Exhale. Inhale, knee towards nose. Exhale back out. And we'll take another inhale to the right. Exhale back out. Inhale to the opposite elbow. Keeping the momentum going, inhaling knee to nose. And using that core to send that leg back up. Maybe there's another opening in the leg here. And we'll send that leg down for a couple breaths. Maybe there's movement, maybe stillness. And we'll send that left leg out. And now we can send it through to that runner's lunge. Knee can come down on the mat or stay up as we breathe here. We can heel toe that foot over to the left. And again, knee can be up for more or down as we either stay on our hands or come to our elbows and run in lizard pose. And again, feel free to stay right here in lizard pose, or I invite you to press a little into that thigh, sending that chest up towards the ceiling. You could also reach back with that left hand, drawing the heel towards you, maybe taking hold of the foot and drawing it gently towards you. Opening up the chest and breathing here. And releasing. Another breath in lizard pose. Giving your body time to open up, heel toeing back towards the center. Knee can lift as we rock forward to forward fold again. I'll come to over here so you can see me. You're at the top of your mat. Letting the elbows, holding them, or just letting the arms dangle down, adding motion if you'd like. Bringing a little more weight to the front of the foot. Maybe the knees are beginning to straighten, or they may be very bent. Another breath here. And then we'll bend those knees, reaching out of the waist with those arms. Exhaling the hands to the heart, taking a couple breaths here. Feeling the kneecaps pull up, thighs pull up, belly pulled in, belly activated. I like to say the core activating it as opposed to pulling it in, but really sensing that core, really feeling it, being aware of it. And on your next inhale, you can let the eyes float open if they were closed, bending those knees, reaching up. Swan dive down, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale back, stepping back into downward dog. Breathing here. We're going to do a little more work in Pilates, so dropping those knees down and finding ourselves coming down to our bellies for Sphinx pose. So we're going to take our hands Hands can touch the elbows about shoulder width apart, pressing into your hands in this beautiful Sphinx pose here. So toes are down, feet are together behind. Pushing into the mat gently with the hands and lifting the chest here. Beautiful. Drawing that chest out. And then we'll add the leg. We're going to bend the left leg towards the body, holding the heel towards the body. Another breath, and then we'll let that come down. And then we'll do the other side, bending the left knee, drawing the left heel towards the body, and sending that down. Now we'll take our leg lifts. So beginning to draw that heel in, lifting the kneecap, but the flesh of the leg is on the ground as we bend, straighten, and bend, straighten, and bend. Again, kneecap is free of the floor, but the fleshy part of the foot of the thigh is on the ground as we continue to bend and straighten. We'll take two more. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. And then hold and let down. And then making a pillow for your hands, bending the knees and shifting left to right with the legs, windshield wipering. Coming back into our beautiful Sphinx pose. And this time we will bend the left knee towards us and hold. And then let that go. And then we'll begin to bend the knee and straighten. Bend the knee and straighten. Bringing our attention to our lower back, our hips. As we really use the hamstring muscle, the lower back. We're bending, we're straightening. And two more times. And hold. Breath in and out. Letting that fall down. Gently sending, coming to our knees, turning the toes under, walking the hands back into our child's pose, nice and slow as we stretch back, rocking from side to side. Taking another 3 breaths in child's pose. Continuing to breathe, grounding your head on the ground. Breathing. Feeling the energy through your body. From here, we'll come to our knees, coming back down onto our bellies. And we'll bring our arms out to a T. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick up. Both shoulders are staying towards the ground as we lift up the right leg, bending that knee and sending it over to touch the floor for scorpion stretch. And then lifting the right leg back up, bringing it back down onto the ground. We'll do this one more time. Lift the right leg up, bending that knee over. And you can take that left hand and move it back a little, maybe even reach that toe, holding onto that foot. As you relax down, take a nice stretch here. Maybe you grab the toe, maybe you don't. Holding that foot, assisting it a little bit in your nice, beautiful stretch. Inhale. And let go of that foot, letting the leg come down. We'll do the other side. Lifting the left leg, bending the knee, bringing the foot over towards that hand. You can bring the hand down, the right hand towards the foot a little bit. And we'll lift that leg back up and down. And then one more time, left leg lifts for scorpion. Toe comes over towards the hand, and maybe you grab a hold of it. assisting in the stretch, trying to keep both shoulders on the floor as best as possible. As you stretch, another breath. And sending that leg up and back and down. Hands come to the side ribs as we send ourselves up, pushing back into our wide-legged this time, sending the knees apart, child's pose. Belly gently breathing between the knees, which are wide. You can absolutely bring your knees back if this is uncomfortable for you. Sometimes it feels good. And from here, we'll take a nice shoulder stretch, really combining that yoga with this Pilates that we're doing and coming down onto our chest again. Coming into that Sphinx pose one more time, breathing here. Almost like you're pushing into the mat with your hands and dragging them, but they're not moving back towards your body as your chest lifts. Pushing and gently dragging. Legs long behind you. And then pushing into the elbows and hands, bringing the legs up. We'll take a puppy here, sending the arms out, tenting those fingers for a shoulder stretch, sending the chin and the chest towards the floor. They're probably not going to touch unless you do this every day, really stretching. And really getting a nice shoulder stretch. And you can untent the fingers, laying the palms down. Elbows can come down for puppy as you really push that chest towards the floor, the chin towards the floor. Maybe even the head comes down for puppy. Hips are high. Another breath. Beautiful stretch here. Pushing up, straightening the elbows, walking the hands back. Beautiful. And then coming down onto the mat, holding the backs of the thighs or using those beautiful core muscles that you're working on, sending the knees in. And then we'll send the arms out, head lightly in the air as we reach with the arms and legs, inhaling, exhaling out. Inhale, really working that core set of muscles called our core, which wrap around our body, lower body, upper, lower. Now, if this is getting to be too much, you can do one leg and then the other, or you can continue with both, really working that core and stretching, relaxing the neck as best as possible in this position. We'll take one more reach and send ourselves back. Taking a little rock from side to side as we press the knees in towards the chest. Any amount, again, maybe it doesn't feel good to do this for you. Finding what works in yoga and Pilates for you. And we'll gently allow our hands to come to the outer sides of those feet, bending those knees, applying a little pressure to the outside soles of the feet, softening that neck and that face. Taking your happy baby here and really releasing something as you press with your hands into your feet, and relaxing that face and that neck. Nice deep breaths. Releasing those hips from that Pilates work we did. Maybe a rock from side to side. That always feels good for me. Another full breath here and beautiful happy baby. And then we'll release those feet. Sending the knees together, arms out to a T as we drop those knees over to the right. And both shoulder blades are pressed into the ground as we take that head and we can look up or we can look over to the right. See how that feels for your neck. And notice how your spine feels in this twist. Maybe a hand on the thigh. Maybe you need a wrap of the top leg over the bottom. Some people wrap twice. It doesn't matter as long as you feel that stretch in the lower back or the waist, the hips, somewhere, breathing evenly. You're doing so well. Those were some hard moves we did with the Pilates. And you're really going to feel like you got into the lower back muscles today. And we're going to gently bring that neck back towards looking up, then bring our legs back towards the center. Maybe you squeeze in as we open to a T with our arms, both shoulder blades on the ground as we drop the legs over to the right. Nice twist here, maybe a hand on that knee, maybe wrapping the knees once or twice in legs. Again, maybe that neck gaze goes up or off to the left. Keeping both shoulder blades on the ground, breathing. Conscious breath. And if you find during this practice or any time during the day your mind wanders to thoughts that cause anxiety or cause worry, remember to come back to the focus on that inhale. It's beautiful. As it comes and breathes into the lungs and then around the body, exhale out. You can control your breath by taking a moment during your day and really focusing your breath. You can focus your thoughts better and help yourself focus on the things that matter. Sending the eye gaze back up and the knees back to the center. And you can bring the soles of the feet together, letting the hips open a little more. Maybe this feels good for you, letting that tailbone be flush with the ground, or knees tucking in to each other. Or you can come out into Shavasana, little legs parted, a little more than waist distance, letting the legs fall open to the side, the feet. What is this position? This is corpse pose or Shavasana, where we let go of the yoga, let go of the Pilates we did, and just let the body breathe here on the earth, being supported, jaw softening. Noticing the energy that you've developed through stretching and core work, strength work. And you're absolutely welcome to stay here and breathe as long as you'd like. But for my closing, I'm going to begin to draw one knee in and then the other. Slight rock or circle one way and then the other. Rolling over to my favorite side, head resting on the arm or a pillow with the hands. As we think of 3 things we're grateful for today. Making a soft smile as we push into the earth with that hand. Coming back up to our beautiful seated pose. Maybe cross-legged or the legs tucked under. Hands can come together to the heart, chin towards the chest. Thank you all for this beautiful yoga Pilates fusion. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to Yoga with Joan Bossy so you get my videos every week. And we'll take another deep breath in. Namaste. The light in me honors that light in you. Thank you all for joining me at Yoga with Joan Bossy. I guess this little guy's still sleeping. You gonna say goodbye, Yoda? Good boy.